Hello, friend. I want to tell you about the Audi A4 car. The Audi A4 B7 is, in fact, a facelifted version of the B6 generation. However, describing both cars as one is a mistake. Although they do not differ in chassis design, and the interior is very similar, the new range of engines completely changes the view of the B7. The third generation of the Audi A4 is actually the second after a facelift, but much more advanced than typical modernizations. It is exactly the same situation as with the Volkswagen Golf 6. The company changed the engines and hence the idea for a new generation. Still, it doesn't seem entirely fair to write about the A4 B6 and B7 as one model. It's the new engines that make it necessary to look at the latter differently. The car looks different, the interior is better made, and seems more modern. While there are not that many differences between the B5 and B6, the B7 is completely new compared to the B5. There is also a multi-link axle at the rear, but it is very durable and requires only minor repairs from time to time. The Quattro four-wheel drive, like in its predecessors, is characterized by constant power transfer to the axles and a very durable transmission. Unfortunately, like the B6, the B7 also received the continuously variable, fairly unreliable Multitronic gearbox, also combined only with front-wheel drive and unavailable in convertibles. The engines that worked with this gearbox were 1.8T, 163 horsepower, 2.0, 130 horsepower, 2.0 TFSI, 200 horsepower, 2.0 TDI, 140 horsepower, 3.2 FSI, 256 horsepower, 2.5 TDI, 163 horsepower, code BCZ, 2.7 TDI, 180 horsepower. The new generation of Audi A4 engines is a bit of a roulette wheel. The 2.0 TFSI isn't that bad yet. It has a timing belt instead of a fragile chain, but it can burn a lot of oil, and its very good performance encourages hard driving. This can result in early wear and tear, as well as turbocharger failures. A slightly simpler and more recommended petrol engine is the older 1.8T. The 2.0 TDI diesels are also different. Currently, most of them have had their lubrication system repaired or modernized, so buying an A4 with this engine is no longer a sure thing. But it is certainly fraught with some risk. A better choice is the older but quite weak 1.9 TDI. In the event of any failure or wear of, for example, the injection system, it is much cheaper to repair. An alternative for those who value high diesel performance is the completely improved 2.5 TDI engine, or its development 2.7 TDI. People looking for a car for a gas installation should generally decide to buy the 1.6 or 2.0 version, which tolerate gas very well. It can also be installed in the 1.8T, but you have to service both the engine and the installation more carefully. On the other hand, for lovers of petrol engines with good performance, instead of the 2.0 TFSI, I would recommend the 3.2 FSI with Quattro drive. Audi A4 B7. Typical faults: failures of accessories in diesel engines, most often unit injectors, flow meters, dual mass flywheels, lubrication system in the 2.0 TDI engine, timing belt brake in the 1.9 TDI engine, stretchable timing, chain 1.8 T and 3.0 TDI, intake, manifold flat failures in 2.7 and 3.0 TDI, brake failures, Multitronic automatic transmission failures, equipment failures, air conditioning, displays. What to look for: the best car with a 1.8T petrol engine and Quattro drive. This is the golden mean between operating costs and performance, and you can install a gas system to this engine. What to avoid: versions 2.0 TFSI and 2.0 TDI with undocumented history. These are still very risky cars. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.